Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be taking a look at some more details regarding the unreleased vehicles from the Southern San Andreas Super Sports Series DLC. So there's a lot. Like I said, there's 11 unreleased vehicles, and we have some more information on when they're actually going to be coming out, how they're going to be coming out, and what their prices are going to be when they actually arrive. So let's start with their prices first. This will also sort of back up their release order as well. Let's start on the Legendary Motorsports site with the Pegasi Tesseract. So that is the big boy. That is the new supercar, one of the new supercars. And this is going to become the most expensive supercar of all time. That isn't weaponized, that doesn't have a rocket booster on the back. Look at that price tag, $2,825,000. Now, I think this is based off of the Lamborghini Terzo Millennio. So this is like a hypercar that I don't even know exists yet. I think it's still in like concept form. But this is absolutely insane, making it the most expensive vehicle of all time as far as supercars without rocket abilities, without weaponized abilities go. Now, some fun facts about this vehicle is it's actually fully electric, which is kind of cool. And it also has an insane downforce multiplier of like 3, which means this car will probably break the supercar class. I mean, given its price, you would expect that it would. But that is the first vehicle today, the Pegasi Tesseract, $2,825,000. Our next vehicle is the Vapid Flash GT, coming in at $1,675,000. Now, this is going to be another really cool vehicle. It actually has sort of like an Easter egg to Ken Block in real life, one of his car liveries that he's actually used on this vehicle. It also looks like it comes with a stock spoiler and built-in roll cage, which is kind of cool. So I'm pretty excited about this vehicle. It's a 2-seater once again. All the vehicles on Legendary Motorsports are 2-seaters once again. So that right there is pretty cool. So far, pretty expensive. Not gonna lie. $2,825,000, $1,675,000 for these two vehicles. And it doesn't get any cheaper. The next vehicle, the Overflawed Tyrant, coming in at $2,515,000. Now, I'm pretty sure this is based off of the Apollo Aero, and this is going to be one of the craziest cars ever, too. You can see it looks like it comes stock with a spoiler as well, based off of what we see on the website. And this is an insane vehicle. I'm definitely really hyped for this one, too. Obviously, getting overflawed vehicles are pretty cool because we have so few of them in the actual game itself right now. And finally, last but not least, on the Legendary Motorsports site, we have the Dinka Jester Classic. I know a lot of you guys are going to be excited about this vehicle. It is our sports classic on the list today. The Vapid Flash is a sports. The Overflawed and Pegasi are super. This is sports classic, and it is $790,000. So this one is by far the cheapest, but that's pretty much what happens when you make something a sports classic vehicle. So really cool stuff right there. And that right there is the Dinka Jester Classic. I know many of you guys are going to have some Fast and Furious vibes with that car. Let's move on to the next website. We have the Southern San Andreas Super Auto site, and this is actually where the majority of our cars actually are. And the prices here get a little bit cheaper. So our first vehicle on the list today is the Vapid Ellie, which is essentially the Dominator Classic, and that is $565,000. So $500,000 for this car. Pretty cool stuff right there. Obviously, a ton of people are going to be hyped for this vehicle as it's one of the most fan-requested cars of all time. After that, we have the Weenie Issy Classic coming in at $360,000. This is actually the second cheapest on the list today. There's a really, really cheap vehicle, which is actually kind of funny. This is also a 2-seater as well. A lot of you guys have been requesting this car also, so I know I'm going to be having a lot of fun with this vehicle. Kind of reminds me of Mr. Bean, which is what I think I'm going to create when I get this car. Up next, we have the Vapid Dominator GTX coming in at $725,000. Now, I'm not going to lie, guys. I don't think this looks like a modern-day Mustang. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it does. But it's $725,000, and it's pretty cool. Maybe it'll have some nice modern upgrades for the Dominator, and if it does, that's epic. It just doesn't look like one to me, but either way, I still think it's pretty cool. Our only 4-seater vehicle so far is actually the cheapest, the Rune Cherubic. Now, this is a brand new car manufacturer, as I told you guys about yesterday. Rune has never been in the game before, so this is actually something that is brand new. It's the cheapest car in the game, and honestly, it looks like it. And last but not least, I don't know where this price came from, but we've got the Lampadati Michelli GT at $1,225,000. I don't know why or how this one became so expensive on the list today, but it has. And I'm guessing this car, because it's Lampadati, is going to be priced a little bit more expensive, which of course is Maserati in real life. So maybe that's why right there. So those are all your vehicles on Southern San Andreas Super Auto site. Then we move over to Warsaw Cash and Carry, where there is only one vehicle on this, and that is the Vapid Cara. Now you can see here that it seats 5 people. I think it comes stock with the minigun, but I also believe there's a way to remove it. You can see it has those 2 wheels in the back on each side, which is kind of cool. Its price, $1,775,000. I really like this truck, and I'm super hopeful that the mounted machine gun on the back is something that is optional and something that you can remove, because otherwise it just looks like a modern day technical, and that's something I'm not necessarily a huge fan of. Now, the final vehicle we're looking at today comes from the Elitist Travel website, and that is for the Sea Sparrow. So this is really cool. This is a helicopter returning from Vice City in San Andreas, and it can float on land and sea, as you can see right there, and it's $1,815,000. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with the pricing of these vehicles. Aside from those 2 supercars, I think they're actually pretty okay. But man, those 2 supercars are quite expensive. So there you go. Those are the prices of those vehicles, and it also gives you a good idea of the release order. However, Rockstar is doing something completely different with the release order of these DLC cars compared to what we've seen in the past. So the way Rockstar is going to be doing it, they're actually going to be releasing DLC vehicles in pairs or bunches. Now, the release order we've touched on is still relatively the same, but instead of Rockstar releasing a DLC vehicle like 1 week over 1 week over 1 week, they're going to be doing it in bunches, and they might actually be skipping weeks. So this is according to FunMW2. He says, release order. Pegassi, Tesseract, and Vapid Ellie are going to be coming on March 27th, which is next week. He then says the Vapid Cara is going to be coming on April 3rd. That's also when Rockstar is going to be releasing their Assault Adversary mode. So that's going to be the only vehicle during that time. And then we don't know the dates of the rest of them, but whenever the next set of cars are going to come out, it'll be the Weenie Issy Classic, the Vapid Flash GT, and the Sea Sparrow Chopper. So 3 vehicles will be released at once, followed by the Overflawed Tyrant and the Vapid Dominator GTX. Those vehicles will be released at once. And then the final set of vehicles that will be released at once will be the Rune Cherubic, the Dinka Jester Classic, and the Lampadati Michelli GT. So this is very interesting, and I'm not sure what Rockstar's strategy with this is. The only thing I can think of is they're trying to make, I guess, like more mini DLCs within this update. Because the way they've been doing it in the past, it was just almost like glorified event weeks with an extra car. Now the way they're going to be doing it, they're almost going to be releasing 2 to 3 vehicles with either new transform races, new adversary modes, new stunt races. So they're almost making it like mini DLCs in one. So I kind of see what Rockstar is going for and how that might be a little bit better for people. And it looks like this might actually be the future of how Rockstar end up doing drip feeding vehicles in online, where they start releasing them in bunches and groups as compared to doing them like individually, how they have done in the past. So next week, it's looking like we should expect the Pegassi Tesseract and the Vapid Ellie, and then the week after that, the Vapid Cara. But then after that, it's anyone's guess as to when we will be receiving the rest of those vehicles. If you go to Rockstar's Newswire post from yesterday and actually look at when they have other stuff coming out, which is on May 1st and then on May 29th, you can likely guess that new content and new vehicles will be arriving at the same time. But what about the other vehicles? Like, how will they fill in the gap and when will they come out? We really don't know. For the longest time, we were just able to predict that every Tuesday for the next couple of weeks and months, we'd be getting new vehicles, but now that doesn't seem to be the case. So anyways, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about the release dates, pattern, and prices of all the unreleased vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online that are going to be coming out over the next couple weeks and months for the upcoming Southern San Andreas Super Sport Series DLC. Let me know which one you're most looking forward to and when do you think it's going to be coming out in the comments down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.